Hello, and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. I'm your host, Donnie Corn, the Foreclosure Deals Coach, and I am in beautiful, sunny Phoenix, Arizona right now. Actually, more specifically, the Scottsdale market right outside of Old Town. We're going to discuss on this show why the Foreclosure Profit System is setting up shop down here in the Phoenix market. It's going to be a great show. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast. This is the show where we teach you the mindset, tactics, and tools to become a successful foreclosure investor through the Foreclosure Profit System that helps investors just like you to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip a foreclosure deal right here in either Colorado or now the Phoenix market. So let's hop into this. I promised you I was going to tell you why we were picking the Phoenix market. First of all, little background here. If you've watched the show at all, you know that I might occasionally complain about the weather back in Colorado. And I'm going to be frank with you and say I am just not a winter guy. Now, for your skiers, your snowboarders, people who just love the mountains, I really respect that. I think it's awesome. For me, I'm more of a warm weather climate guy, but let's face it, you simply cannot beat Colorado Springs, Colorado in the spring and summertime. It's just absolutely beautiful out there when the warm weather really creeps in. But during the winter, I struggle just a little bit to stay afloat. You know what I mean? Like without the sunshine, I feel like I get a vitamin D deficiency, and I've just really struggled to work in that market. Amongst other reasons that are obviously more financial, we're now evaluating a move into the Phoenix market to allow my investors to not only buy deals right there in the Colorado Springs and Pueblo market, but to be able to work inside of the Phoenix market. Now, the weather is obviously one very huge benefit of this, though I really don't want to be here out in the summer when we're running at 110 to 120. This week has been mid to upper 90s. You definitely feel the heat out here, no doubt, right? But beyond the weather, it's important to note what's happening in the real estate market. And let's start with home turf. I've grown up and have evaluated the Colorado Springs real estate market for my entire career. Got my license back in 2007, but even before that, I was flipping houses in the Colorado Springs market. So we're talking about just shy of 20 years that I've been investing in the Colorado Springs and Pueblo market. So I know it very well, like the back of my hand, like they say. But I've always longed to be able to work in a market where I didn't have to be cold, right? Some obvious benefits to that physically, but then you got to factor in that in Colorado, we suffer every single year with a market slowdown in the fourth quarter. Now, there's a series of reasons why that's the case. The obvious reason is you've got Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's going to make construction slow down a little bit. People have families, right? They gotta work with their families within the time frames. But then you have the snow slowdown, and we can lose several weeks a year of productivity as a result of not being able to work on the properties during times where there's a bunch of snow on the ground, right? So that slows down construction. It means parts take longer to show up. We have to get materials are an issue. We have to worry about pipes freezing, so we got to protect the property from that if it gets cold. There's just a series of reasons why doing construction in the deep cold of Colorado is not ideal, right? As a result of that, we find a big slowdown in the fourth quarter. We tend to do less deals. And although when those deals hit the market, the days on market goes up a little bit based on fourth quarter numbers, we find that we can actually do very well if we retail homes in the fourth quarter, largely because there's less competition in the market during that time frame. Okay. Hey, if you're tuning in live right now as I'm chatting, please comment. Love to hear your thoughts on the Colorado market during the winter months and why we're looking at this Phoenix move. Let's keep going. All right. So that's another reason that we're looking at the Phoenix market, because we had to expand into a market that had year-round productivity, right? We don't want to lose a slowdown. My operating costs for running the system don't stop or even reduce because there's a slowdown in the marketplace. So when we were flipping 40 plus houses per year, that was a struggle for us as we had to continue paying our operating staff, our production teams, our lenders, everybody who's on board who expect to get compensated is not taking a slowdown just because the market's slower. So it's been a dream for a while to expand into Phoenix for that reason as well. So now we're in the Phoenix market. What I love about this market is that because it's warm or stable climate-wise year-round, you don't have as much of a productivity loss in fourth quarter, but perhaps interestingly enough, in the summertime, we see a significant slowdown in the market here because it's just so darn hot, right? That a lot of people don't want to be working outdoors during the really heat of the summertime. This is going to work really well for the system, though, because if we are not dealing with the winter slowdown, we can be down in Phoenix operating in this market. So my clients are fully remote anyway. The majority of my clients are based in other parts of the country, but are flipping houses right in the Colorado Springs, Colorado market where I'm home based. So moving to another market doesn't impact them at all. My project management team, my product manager specifically, we had him on the show a few weeks back. He's remote. He lives in an RV with his family in different parts of the country, so he can manage the projects from anywhere. So boots on ground wise, we just need to get the contractors who obviously need to do the work, but they have to be babysat by a project coordinator who works for the company and can monitor the project as it's taking place. So I'm down here in Phoenix interviewing for various positions within the company so we can get the expansion done. We have a regional manager already. We have a guy who can help out with wholesale acquisitions. I'm meeting with a project coordinator today, actually, to see if we got somebody a good fit for that. And then we can do the agent model anywhere because we've got some flat fee listing programs that allow us to list much less expensively than listing with a retail agent by using software. So we've got some perks down here. Obviously, at some point, it's nice to have an actual human agent on the team, but with my discount ratio, what we're setting up, that position is largely administrative. So we don't need an immediate rock star for that position. We can start listing properties with the flat fee listing services while we're looking for that person. With all these pieces in place, what I am finding is that the Phoenix market came on fire right here in March, okay? Whereas Colorado is still kind of languishing under the higher interest rates and the weather now. We had a really cold winter, and then you combine that with one of the worst real estate markets in 2024 was one of the worst real estate markets since 1995 in transaction count. And Colorado definitely suffered with that. Phoenix is starting to see recovery already. There's bidding wars on properties happening out here, especially at the wholesale side. And there are a lot of opportunities because there's an older population here. And, as populations age, they're going to have to get rid of these properties. A lot of very expensive homes in the Scottsdale area, but you're also seeing a big push in the outskirts of Arizona, including Peoria, Glendale, Yuma, where some of these lesser communities are starting to come around because we have to be frank with ourselves and say economic policy drives growth. Colorado, being a notoriously blue state, has struggled to benefit from growth. When you have policies in place that stagnate businesses, tax codes in place that are not business friendly, and et cetera, you're going to see a slowdown in your economy. And we definitely have seen that in the Colorado marketplace. Phoenix, on the other hand, is a swing state, but this year Arizona voted red. Pretty strongly red, as did most of the country, because I think a lot of people were tired of the previous political climate, and now there's an understanding that promoting business is going to work here. So a video was published. I'm going to see if I can find it right now for you guys. But a video went out that really talked about the crazy amount of growth that's taking place in the Phoenix market. And I really want to share this with you because I think Arizona is focused on growing, and you're going to see when I find this thing how many different things are in development here in the Phoenix market. You've got a whole bunch of people looking around in the marketplace right now because you've got a bunch of development taking place at a high level in the market. My wife Laura actually found this video that talked in detail about what was happening in the marketplace, and if nothing else, I'll post it to the comments here. But it really dictated to me how important it was to get out in front of the Phoenix market and start looking for deals out here because there's a lot of economic development, some semiconductor manufacturing plants, a bunch of other pieces are coming to the Phoenix market. Call it tax code, call it whatever you want. But what's happening is I think the Phoenix government realizes that they can capitalize on the booms that are about to take place here, right? So I am just really excited about being a part of that growth. finding deals in the marketplace. I'll have to post in the comments. I can't look at the video right now, but it's very exciting about what's happening in the Phoenix market as far as development goes. And I think it's a sign of the times. If we can get out in front of this right now, we will be able to learn a lot more about it. And I found the video, so give me just a second here. And I'm going to share my screen so you guys can check it out as well. Give me just a second. All right. And all right, present, share screen. All right, well, I'll keep talking here. The takeaway here, guys, is that if you are tracking the markets carefully, if you take emotion out of your investing decisions, you can make a lot of money in real estate investing by understanding that chasing markets, what the great investors are doing, right? They know in advance where the good markets are going to be, and they're planning ahead to get their systems in place to be able to meet the demands of those markets. The private investor, the common investor, is tracking the market in after the fact, right? They're finding out what happened and they're acting accordingly. Well, that will work, but not near as effectively as a strategy that allows you to get out in front of it, to know what's going to happen before it happens. And I obviously, my crystal ball is just as broken as yours, but I can tell you that by tracking a lot of the activity that's taking place in this market, I'm super confident that this is a strong market to be investing in. Let's check out this video. Here we go.
10 years. And after you watch what I'm about to show you, I think you'll see it too. Witness the future through these 25 groundbreaking projects, each a pillar of our city's evolving skyline and economy that have already broken ground and set to open in the next year. One Camelback, a $44 million revitalization in Uptown Phoenix. Nestle's manufacturing plant, a $675 million project in Glendale. The Buy Resort, a $1 billion entertainment complex and hotel in Glendale. Procter & Gamble's plant, a $500 million manufacturing hub being built in Coolidge. Kohler's manufacturing plant, a $300 million facility in Casa Grande. Ashley Furniture, a $1 million distribution center in Avondale. One Scottsdale, a $1 billion mixed-use development in North Scottsdale. ASM headquarters, a $300 million tech campus in Scottsdale. Exxon Enterprise, a $49.1 million headquarters in North Scottsdale. Amcor Technology, a $2 billion semiconductor campus in Peoria. LG Energy Solution is building a $5.5 billion battery plant in Queen Creek. Core Power is building a $1 billion energy storage facility in Buckeye. Goodyear Air Park is bringing a $1.1 billion industrial park to the West Valley. Logistics Center at Copper Wing is bringing a multi-million-dollar logistics parks to El Mirage. The Ranch is a $1 billion industrial and lifestyle space in Gilbert. Skybridge, Arizona will be a $1 billion trade hub in Mesa. Metro Center Mall is a $700 million redevelopment project in Phoenix. Paradise Valley Mall is another redevelopment mixed-use transformation in Phoenix. Fiesta Mall is a comprehensive redevelopment project in Mesa. Cracker Jacks is bringing a $1 billion mixed-use project to Scottsdale. Central Station is a $300 million mixed-use.
Okay, you get the idea, right? So I mean, there's a lot of them. It goes on for a little bit longer, but the takeaway from that video is how much development is taking place right here in the Phoenix market. A lot of factories, a lot of manufacturing plants. You mentioned some malls in there, some just large scale developments. Now, it's not that Colorado lacks development, but it's just not happening at the rate that the Arizona market is taking place. And again, it's because the state is red, and red states are a little more pro-business than the blue states. And I just really feel like the blue states are going to take longer to recover from the economic crisis that we were facing in the Colorado market. So it makes sense to move down here. Obviously, when you're investing, it doesn't matter where the house is located. Again, most of my clients are remote. What does matter is the days on market is accurate. We use the Reventure app to verify that we're getting the right days on market. And of course, can you manage your construction process properly remotely? Whereas some people, they already have the construction background, or they live in the same market. They can do that. They can set up shop and do that. For the average investor who has a typical day job, setting up shop with a construction crew in and of itself is a full-time job, much less managing that construction crew to get the results that you need to have a successful foreclosure flip. For all of these reasons, the foreclosure profit system is just a better way to go. And obviously I'm biased because it's my system, but by setting up with me, we're getting all the pieces that you need to get started in remote real estate investing before the foreclosure crisis hits the market. It's going to affect Phoenix as well, just like like every other market in the country, excuse me. So we might as well take advantage of it. So your opportunity here is to take advantage of a system that can help you to find, figure, fund, fix, and flip foreclosure deals all across the country, with a focus on the areas where we're seeing the most foreclosure activity or even potential foreclosure activity. And then because I'm the manager of the system, I'm flying in and out of Phoenix. It's only an hour and a half flight from Colorado Springs. I can fly into Mesa, Arizona, actually, which is 40 minutes from Phoenix, so not a terrible drive. There's a lot of great real estate guys who co-locate in Colorado Springs and the Phoenix market as well, because they understand the same dynamic that I'm talking about, that it just makes sense to do deals in both markets. So we're getting set up down here. And if you're looking at getting into the foreclosure profit system, we should really have a talk now, because in addition to bringing you the best deals in the Colorado Springs and Pueblo markets, now we're going to be looking at the Phoenix and surrounding area markets, which is just added value to you as an investor, as we're not limited to markets. We continue to grow this thing. I just signed client number 47 into the system, and super excited about that. We're definitely going to hit 50 this year, which is amazing, considering we've been at this for about 2 years and just really been selective on the clients that we want for the program. But today, these clients are not only going to get deals in the markets they know, but in markets that we're expanding into, allowing us to do even more deals with my really dialed in team that can assist you with the process of finding, figuring, funding, fixing, and flipping a deal. So, that's kind of what's happening. I'm out here, it's sunny, it's beautiful. It's got to be in the 80s already. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. And I just got to tell you, compared to the Colorado weather, I just love it out here. Scottsdale, especially this area called Old Town Scottsdale, has such a unique charm to it. It's kind of like an old town downtown, as the name indicates. And I absolutely adore it out here. I don't think I could be here full time. I'm worried about 120-degree weather, just like you guys are. But what's great about real estate investing is once your system is properly set up and dialed in, you can do it from anywhere. You saw my videos where I'm posting from Mexico, right? We've traveled all to Florida, to California, all over the country, and continued our real estate investment business. Well, it takes years to set something like that up. So you can figure that out on your own, or you could get involved in a real estate system that's already dialed in and can help you to do deals all across the country starting right now. And all of it takes is just that first step, to step out on faith a little bit, learn about the system, make sure it's the right fit for you and your investing career at the moment. And if it is, then let's get started and start doing some deals. But I am super excited about being in the Phoenix market, watching this unfold here, and the team that we're forming out here in the Phoenix market is going to be incredible. Our Colorado team is going to be tough to beat. I'm not going to lie to you. They're getting very dialed in. They're so solid. Stuff is happening in record times right now. We're getting remodels done much faster than we have in the past. They are selling faster. The project management is just getting so dialed in because my team is top notch. But when we continue to grow that team out here in the Phoenix market with me as the head coach of it, I am really excited about the future of what this market holds. We've got lending in place. We're getting construction in place right now. We are already getting deal flow down here because it's such a large area that there are so many deals to pick from. It really comes down to, do you have the desire to get started in real estate investing, but don't know where to get started? Well, let's get started in Phoenix together. I would love to have you as part of the system. I'm loving it down here, and I hope that you'll join me in this journey to Phoenix. And some of my clients could be doing deals down here, obviously. So we'll be holding some events and getting together in the Phoenix market relatively soon as we get some stuff dialed in. But take this as the official announcement. The Foreclosure Profit System is going to be operating in the Phoenix market. We're going to be doing deals here by the end of the second quarter. So if you're interested in joining up with the program, now is a great time, because you're getting options from both markets, so you can decide what the best market for you to invest in based on the seasonality and the numbers, not opinion or desire. That's how real estate is supposed to be done. If you're going to make a lot of money doing it, you got to pull the emotion out of it and think purely with how the number is going to function. You make a lot of money increasing those numbers by buying the property right, rehabbing it correctly, and then selling it with my system at a substantial discount, while you keep an average of $25,000 in profit. All right, guys, that's kind of the show for today. I am excited to be here. I got a lot of cool stuff to do. Ferrari of Scottsdale. Let me tell you, if you have not experienced that, it's got a car museum in there, and every make and model of amazing car you can possibly think of is just lined up, from Ferrari to Lamborghini to Bugatti. It was a car guy's heaven, and I'm just loving it, right? Love for you to come out and join me on that sometime. We'll definitely do a tour of that when we have people come out for our Scottsdale event. With that, this is Donnie Corum, your Foreclosure Deals Coach, thanking you as always for tuning in to the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast and reminding you now and always, don't buy a house, buy a deal.